Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to cook ekwang. It's a traditional meal from Cameroon. The main ingredients for this meal is your cocoyams right here, and then in here I have my Njanga dried shrimp. In here I have my stockfish and smoked fish. I have my country onions, you also call them rondelles, and then I have my sliced onion. I always prefer the red onion, it has a lot more flavor as compared to the white onion. And I have some ginger. I'm not going to use all of this ginger, and it's not, as you can see, it's not, I'm just going to use like 1 teaspoon. And then I have some garlic powder right here, just because I do not have any garlic. I do not have any blended garlic, so I'm using garlic powder. So the first step is for you to go ahead and grate your cocoyams. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I have my grater and I have my cocoyams right here. I'm just going to go ahead and grate. If you have a food processor, you can go ahead and chop it up and put in your food processor, but I prefer to do it the traditional way, which is I prefer the traditional way, which is to grate. So I'm actually grating my cocoyams. And also another quick tip is for you to mix the white cocoyams together with the red cocoyams, just because you don't want it to be so liquidy. So I always mix the red cocoyams with the white cocoyams. So I always get about 2 to 3 red cocoyams, and then I get more of the white cocoyams. So I just finished grating my cocoyams. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of water, because it's a little bit it's hard, and then I'll go ahead and pour in some salt. What I normally do, I just use my hands. You can use a spatula. Sometimes I use my hands and mix. Sometimes I use a spatula. I was lucky enough to get some cocoa leaves, but if you're unable to get cocoa leaves, you can use like turnip greens or collard greens. Some people prefer collard greens. I don't really like collard greens because it has this strong smell. I prefer the turnip greens. It's actually better for me. That's what I think. I think turnip green is better as compared to collard green. I was lucky to find cocoa leaves. Here they call it the Taro leaves, so I was lucky to find those. In here I have my pot. In my pots I have some oil, just a little bit of oil. So I'm going to start tying. I'm going to show you guys how you tie your ekwang. So I'm using about half a tablespoon. Just put it at the end of my leaf and then start rolling using 2 fingers. That's how I roll my ekwang. So you just tuck it in and just keep rolling and rolling and rolling until I get to the end. And then I'm going to put it in my pot. So I'm done tying my ekwang. Some of the leaves were turning yellow already, but it's okay. You know, I'm not making too much, so just, you know, a couple of the leaves were turning yellow. but it's fine. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put in my crayfish. And then I'll put in my onion. And then I'll put in my country onion. That's my rondelle. Just put that in. Gonna put my ginger. That is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my garlic powder. That is fine. Some white pepper. Then I'll put my fish. So at this point, if you have like your habanero pepper, your hot pepper that you have actually blended, you can put it in. But I am not putting in a blended pepper just because my daughter will be eating the ekwang, so I'll just put the pepper on top of it when it's cooked. So I always like to put like hot water in my ekwang. I'm gonna turn it on. And then I'm just gonna pour some hot water just so it can cook, so that it can cook faster. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my seasoning. So now that I've put everything, the last thing I'm going to put in will be my oil. I'm just gonna put my oil in. So I just put in my battery died, and before my battery died I was putting in like some seasoning cubes. So I don't like too much oil in my ekwang, so this one it's more than enough for me. You can see it boiling already, you know. So my ekwang has been cooking for about 10 minutes. Just gonna go ahead and shake it a little bit on the sides to make sure it's not burning. So my ekwang has been cooking for about 30 minutes, and that's how it looks so far. So this is how I always try to make sure that it's not burning underneath. I just give it like a good shake it, and then I use my wooden spoon and just do like a circle. So I'm just gonna let it cook again for another 10 to 15 minutes on low heat. I love my ekwang soupy, so I'm just gonna let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes on low heat. So my ekwang is finally done, and this is what it looks like.